Sir, how are you?
Were you just on camera? Yeah, that's okay. You can. Okay, how are you? I'm good. How old are you?
27 going on 28.
27 going on 28. All right, so we're talking about Galentine's Day and things like that. What's going on? Or are you here to do the holla 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 holla? Which one is that?
I did have a question for you, but I can definitely give my feedback on what I think on Valentine's Day. I'm currently in a relationship and I still try to make time to, spend time with my friends. Like this evening, I went to dinner with a friend of mine. I don't think there's anything, wrong with that. I don't think that should be your main focus. I don't think I do things in the same way that other women do, like go all out. Maybe it's just like a hanging out with friends for the weekend. But that's really like my limit
You said hang out
there.
with friends for the weekend?
Like for on Valentine's Day weekend, right? Maybe have dinner with some friends, that sort of thing. But nothing that's like specific as like this is my, friend Valentine or something like that.
Is your boyfriend in the same city?
Yes, he is.
How long you been together?
3 years.
What's the outcome you want?
That's actually one of what wanted to get your opinion on. So I would like to get married. I think you would refer to him as a Henry. So he's a high earner, not yet rich or whatever the phrase is there. And
How old is
would
he?
definitely love, he is 28.
Okay. Does he want to marry you?
I mean, he's expressed interest, but I'm not, 100% sure on his thinking and exactly what his timeline is.
What? He's expressed interest. What does that mean?
I mean, we've discussed marriage. We've discussed rings and looked at different styles of rings.
What state do you live in?
I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
If a man wanted to propose marriage to you, what would he have to do?
Buy a ring and propose.
Yeah. Can he buy a ring?
He is not, to my
No,
knowledge.
can't. Does he make enough money to buy you an engagement?
I believe so. I don't know his exact income,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
believe
You just said that he's a Henry.
yes. I mean, I think he could afford a ring. Yes.
See, I'm asking you questions that are uncomfortable because you don't want to say the answer that is pretty obvious.
Okay. So, what is your advice in this situation?
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know
That's
what the
fair.
fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
What's gonna get any better? You gonna sex him better in year 4 than you did in year 2?
I guess not. I guess there's not.
What are you gonna do? What's gonna happen significantly in year 3 or 4 or 5 that didn't happen in year 2 or 3 that's gonna push him over the finish line?
I think maybe advancements in his own career could potentially.
Hmm. Advancement in his own career. What does one have to do with the other?
I think he's very focused on his career right now, and that's more
Uh-huh.
important to him than a
Okay.
relationship.
Well, no, no, no. He just doesn't want to marry you.
Damn. Okay then.
He just doesn't want to marry you because I guarantee you, are people. What is it? What is his career vertical? His industry?
He works in client relations and tech companies.
A tech company, client relations. Are any of his colleagues married?
Yes, I believe
Okay,
so.
so
Some are.
so apparently he's not, cleaning out sarlacc bellies or something. He's doing something that human beings can do, and somehow seem
Hmm.
to marry other human beings and go off and make, things called families.
Hmm.
Yeah, my question is, why do you ladies sit down and look at a situation that's staring you obviously in the face and lie to yourself? Three
That's a good question.
years?
Yes, 3 years.
What does your father say about him?
I haven't really particularly asked his input. I mean, he likes him, but he hasn't really, said anything specific as to his
You guys
thoughts.
live together?
No, we don't.
Your mother and father married?
My parents are not married.
So your father is all right with you taking 3 years and don't know.
I don't know if he's okay with it. I've never asked.
But if you had a daughter, would you be all right if she was involved with somebody for 3 of her prime years and she gave me the answers you gave me?
I guess not. I think,
No,
but
no,
I
no,
also think
not guess. I'm just, ma'am, don't make it personal. If you had a daughter and she had 3 of her most prime years and you asked about a subject like marriage, you said you want to get married. And I said, all right, does he want to get married? You said, I don't know.
so I know he does want to get married. I do know that for
doesn't
sure. He
want to
does.
marry you.
Oh, well,
I don't know is a 3-month conversation, not 3-year.
okay, fair.
There's nothing stopping him from, if he proposed to you, would you accept?
Yes.
Then there is nothing French toast stopping him.
Okay. So what age are men typically ready for marriage?
We're not talking about men. We're talking about your man. My question is, why are you in this dead end relationship if you want to get married?
He's expressed that he does want to get married.
To whom?
To me.
And what has he said the holdup is?
I mean, we've gone ring shopping, if that adds any context.
It doesn't.
Okay.
But let's talk about it. When did you go ring? How long ago did you go ring shopping?
Recently, like a couple of months ago.
Couple of months ago. Well, couple of months. Couple with women can be 2 or it can be 10.
It was maybe around November, December, so very recent. And he also is working on his MBA right now, and he's expressed that he wants to.
Well, I don't give a shit about any.
That.
I don't care about any of that. I asked his colleagues. See.
So you think he's BSing me with what he's saying?
I'm just wondering why. Okay, why are his colleagues not married and they're not, and their wives? I'm saying he's BSing you. I'm saying you bullshitting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Why would
so
you?
Some of his colleagues are a bit older than him.
Why would you give a man 3 years of your life and not know where it's going?
Well, because he's expressed interest in wanting to get married, and I think in terms of his colleagues,
if I express interest, would you come work for me? Would you come work for me if I expressed interest in wanting to pay you and never fucking paid you?
Okay.
The answer, no, that's not okay. That's not one of the options wasn't okay. Would you come to work for me if I expressed interest in wanting you to work for me, and you came to work, and I expressed interest in wanting to pay you, but I never paid you? Would you continue to show up and work?
No.
Then what are you talking about?
So may I ask you a question?
Sunken cost fallacy, people. Sunken cost fallacy. Women like this have sunk so much cost into a dead-end situation that they're grasping at straws to try to make a round peg fit into a square hole. His career, his education is this and that. She came in saying he's a Henry. That means he's earning more than the average person. He can carry his ass down to any place to buy you a ring that you would accept and you would accept. That's all that we need to know.
So how long after ring shopping should I give him the opportunity to propose?
Stay in it. Stay in it. Just ride it out. Wait till he finishes his MBA and gets situated in his career. Because he doesn't need to do anything. You're already on board. So stay. So now my question is, what have you required? No, you muted yourself. What have you required?
I guess I haven't required enough. I think I've also been working on my career. I don't think, if he would have proposed a year ago that I would have been necessarily ready. And I think personally,
What do you do for a living?
I work in tech as well.
You work in tech?
Yeah, I do similar work. I do client implementations in tech.
Do you want children?
I do.
How many?
2.
After you're married and pregnant with the first child, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
I don't mind contributing to the household.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. What was the question I asked?
If I would pay significant bills.
That's not what I asked. I said, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills?
In a perfect world, no.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills? Don't give me the
No.
fluff. Thank you. I get really upset with you ladies because when you ladies start using a lot of words, you're starting to bullshit. Just know that we know that. You've been, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You ladies, y'all been doing this for so long. No, you don't want to have to work to pay significant. What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? Do you want your children to be able to attend college if they want to?
Yes.
Do you want to be able to pay for those children to attend college?
Yes.
Do you want to travel domestically and internationally with your family?
Yes.
How much would a man need to make? How much would a family need to make to have 2 children and to live that kind of lifestyle in Atlanta?
In Atlanta, maybe about 400,000.
What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime?
I think I'd be okay with about 20%.
20%. 20%. So 20%.
Yeah, 20% would be okay with me.
So what percentage of men make $320,000 or more?
I'd say very little, maybe less than 5%.
Mm-hmm. And what age are these men typically?
Late 30s, older.
What is late 30s?
Maybe about 38 and beyond.
Give me a 10 years. Give me a 10-year time frame.
For the range of
$320,000 or more. Give me a 10-year window.
I'd say about 38 to 48.
45 to 55.
Oh, okay.
And you're with a man who's 28.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers don't work.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? You're a tech person, right? You're supposed to be logical. The numbers don't work.
Mm-hmm. From a logical perspective, I think that's part of the reason why he wants to advance more in his career so he can make sure his family's more secure.
You keep talking about him. I'm talking about you.
Okay. I think for me, while in a perfect world, I don't want to have to contribute significantly. I'm okay with doing so. I think my career, if I continue on the path that I'm on, will continue to advance, and I'll be,
Ma'am, do
comfortable
you
in
want to be
life.
a career woman or a mother?
I think it's possible to be both.
Yeah, that's the fucking problem now, isn't it?
I work with women who do both. So
That's the problem right there. It's possible to do both. Okay. It's possible to do both. Okay. You work with women who do both. Are they your age?
a little bit older, maybe early 30s, maybe
Right.
31 to
How long they been
34-ish.
married? How long they been married?
A lot of them maybe got married in their late 20s, maybe around 27 to 28 is when they got married.
Are they black or not black?
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of Black women in tech. So most
And yeah.
right?
How many of these people are making $400,000 total?
I don't know what their husbands make if we're combining, but for them, maybe these women make about, these are older women, more advanced in their careers, maybe about 150 a year.
The numbers still don't work. They got married younger. Their husbands most non-black women marry their husbands out of college and they build.
Okay.
But I ask you what you want because you are good at the bullshit, but the reality is you want a lifestyle. But your career, how many hours a week are you going to be dedicating to this career? To advance.
I guess quite a bit.
I don't necessarily, ma'am, do me a favor. I'm talking to somebody in tech. I need numbers. I don't need quite a bit because I'm going to ask you a follow-up question.
Okay. Well, if we are adding in the average that I work a week plus what it would take for, outside advancement opportunities, maybe about 50 hours a week total.
50 to advance. Over a period of how many years?
I guess if I wanted to continue advancing, that would be never ending.
You keep talking about your career. See, a career is something that advances. 50
Well, I
hours
don't imagine
50 hours is a 10-hour day.
Yeah.
So that's already 8 to 6. It's already 8 to 6. Who's going to raise your children?
Good question. I guess we would have to rely on help.
You're a corporate woman. You can do both. Who's going to raise the kids?
We would rely on help from family, grandparents.
No. Fuck that. You made the babies. They're yours. They're yours and your husband's. Why should your family have to come do that? They got their own lives. So tell me how you can advance in your career and tell me how you can be Superwoman and have it all. I'm dying to hear this.
Honestly, I'm fine with staying where I am in my career, not advancing.
But you're the one that keeps saying you want my career. And do you want to? That's why I say women talk this career stuff. At the end of the day, you only want to contribute 20% to the household. That ain't no career. That's a job. If somebody wants to, I would love to have a man sit down and say, I want to have a career and contribute 20% to a household. Women would laugh him off the program. I don't care what you call it. 20% is all you want to be responsible for.
Okay. From a logistical perspective, if I were to contribute 25% to my household without any efforts towards advancement, I could do that as of now. If I wanted my husband, if I wanted our total family household.
Talk to us like we're 4 years old. Just make it simple. And just not to be, just talk to us as a simple. Because, ma'am, balance.
Mm-hmm.
You have a job, or you have a career now that you can do as a single woman.
Mm-hmm.
And you're how old again? 27?
Yes.
Do you go out like you used to go out in your early 20s?
No.
Because you're tired.
I guess so. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
And it only gets worse. The older you get, the more tired you get. Have you ever babysat an infant
yes.
for a period of how long?
A few days.
Uh-huh. Were you ready to get a kid back?
No, he was okay.
Yeah, for 2 days, it's always good. What about 30? It never
Never had
stops, man. It
father.
never stops. So you ladies talk this career stuff, and you're already starting to get more tired than you were in your early 20s. Because you should you should already be having your kids. Because when you hit 30, you're gonna be more tired than you are at 27. The career only becomes more demanding the longer you've been in it. Something has to give. And at the end of the day, what we did here is you don't want to be a 50-50 partner, so you're going to have a man who's making enough to be able to provide for you and 2 kids to have an upper class lifestyle. Because you want to be able to pay for kids college and travel internationally. That's upper class. That's $1 million worth of kids you want to have. And that ain't a 28-year-old man. This is why I'm saying we don't think logically about relationships. You pick guys you pick what you like. Now, you have a choice. What do other groups do? They decrease their standard of living. You don't see Marisol, Mylene, Becky, and Jamila trying to get with a 24-year-old, 25-year-old guy and hope he's a partner at a law firm. They accept him while he's in grad school or when he's in med school, and they live in an apartment on their budget.
I accept him while he's in grad school, and I'm fine with what.
But you're not his wife. It doesn't matter. He doesn't want. Okay. He hasn't chosen to marry you. He doesn't want to marry you. If he wanted to marry you, what's the holdup? There's nothing holding you up. If you were okay, here's a hardcore question. You ready? Hold on, it's gonna hurt. Hold on, it's gonna hurt. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
If you were not black, do you think you'd be married by now? With this relationship you have, would y'all be married by now?
From a statistical standpoint, yes.
We delay. We don't do. We pick wrong. He doesn't want to. And when you said you weren't always ready, so I'm not just putting it off on him. You said if you tried a year ago, I wasn't ready. And all I'm saying is you weren't ready for what? This career only contribute 20% to? Then there's nothing to be delaying on. That's why I wanted to have people hear this conversation. She said that if he'd asked me to marry him a year ago, I wouldn't have been ready. Why? Because of my career. And at the outcome, the ultimate outcome, you only want to contribute 20%.
It wasn't just because of my career. I think also like my emotional maturity needed to kind of expand a bit.
Okay, well, whatever it was, okay, granted. But the problem is still the same. The older you go, the more you start to demand, but the more you start to want.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If I wake up tomorrow and I say, okay, I'm going to leave him, what should my game plan be?
No. We've already been 15. And I'm not going to answer all your questions. You got a job, book a session. What the hell you think this is? That's not what this is. I'm teaching my audience. I'm not fixing your shit.
Okay, I'm just the example. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Well, because you're trying to direct me. Do you ask him these direct fucking questions?
Yes, I'm very direct.
Uh-huh. And what does he do? Nothing, because you still there. I asked you, does he want to marry you? And if you ask him these direct questions, have you asked him, do you want to marry me?
Yes.
And what did he say?
Yes.
And then what was the follow-up question?
I asked, what was it going to take for us to get to a point of marriage?
And what did he say?
What is good? He said that he needed to finish his MBA. He wanted to advance his career, secure a different job after completing his MBA that would be more of what he wants financially.
And then what did you say?
I said, well, what's the number? I said, how much do you need to make for us to get married?
And what did he say?
150,000.
And what did you say?
I said, okay.
No. What the fuck difference does any of that make?
To him, it makes a difference.
No, but to him, because it's bullshit. And to you, you accepted it. What the difference is it going to make? What difference? Does he live in his own place?
Yes.
Do you live in your own place?
Yes.
You save money just by fucking living together. It makes no sense. The math doesn't work. So you can be as direct as you want to. I call bullshit. Why are you asking him anything about marriage? That was the initial trap. I'm waiting.
All right,
Why are you asking a man about marriage? Why are you having to bring the subject to him?
because he wasn't providing clarity.
He still ain't provided clarity.
I think his answer is clear, but like you said, it could
Okay,
potentially
guys,
be.
she won't listen. I want you guys to understand. Sign language right here. Shut up. Somebody needs to tell you to shut up, and I'm going to tell you to shut up. Clarity. 3 years into a relationship. I'm sorry. What is it going to take for you to marry me? Ma'am, is there a problem if you have to ask that question?
I suppose so.
You see, that was direct. That was a yes or no question. And what did she do? I want you guys to go back in this interview. And every time I asked her a direct question that she didn't want to dig into, she deflected. Ma'am, if you had to ask about marriage, is that a problem?
Yes.
Did you get a definitive answer after all your questions and follow-up questions?
His definitive answer was yes, he wants to marry me.
Yes, after he makes $150,000 a year and graduates and has his MBA.
Mm-hmm.
Does he control any of that outside of graduation? Does he control how much money he makes?
No.
Then what if he never makes $150,000? What if he makes $147,500?
Guess I'll be looking like Boo Boo the Fool then.
Well, it'll match what you've been doing. Too smart for your own good. You're not direct enough. But see, I'm saying, has directed you been with me trying to get what you want? Why don't you do that shit with him? It's because you've already decided you want to marry him when he wants to marry you. That's fine. But this is not okay. And anybody, go look in the chat room afterwards. I'm not looking, but I'm just saying, man. Women, 3 years. 3 years. You know that's too long. And y'all just went ring shopping at Thanksgiving or Christmas. That's too long. So if it doesn't work, you can't blame him. You know why I say that?
Why?
Because you sat there in it. You didn't require any more. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. When you started dating this guy, did you start dating him with the express intention of getting married?
No.
Well, there you go. Not dating on purpose. So now you're just comfortable. And now it's like, well, we've been dating for a long, let's take it to the next level. Most relationships end. And it sounds to me like you're in a situation that should have ended a long time ago. It's run its course. You guys can force this, but what I'm hearing is if you having to ask him about this and that, and he's still, well, I need to get my MBA and graduate and have a house and $150,000 and then go to the moon and climb Mount Kilimanjaro and wrestle a lion and catch a shark, and then I'll be ready. All right. Yeah. So don't be upset. The question is always going to be the same, man. It's always going to be the same thing. Making the wrong decisions is one thing, but you can choose to, it's like you're not ready, he wasn't ready. But you can choose to just say, you know what, are we really going there with this? That doesn't mean you guys got to end on bad terms. I mean, sounds to me like you didn't necessarily know either. You're an attractive woman.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I hate to see when situations like this sour people, when they end up not working out, because and then you go back to the marketplace, and are you going to be as willing to be as malleable with a guy who may be more serious? Women tend, what I've been seeing, this, I'm not saying this is you, what I've seen is modern women don't recover very well from heartbreak. Women back in the day were tougher. Today, women get their heart broken one time, it's generally enough to sour you guys for the rest. Maybe twice. So I would just say revisit this conversation. I don't even say that. I mean, I just think it's off. You shouldn't be bringing it up. And let me move you to the side. Ladies, when a man wants to get, men decide we want to go get married and look for a wife. The only reason that what men typically don't do is say, oh, I've been with you long enough, I guess I better go ahead and marry you. That's not what you want. And see, guys who do these kind of things tend to get all that stuff together, and then when they're ready to go, they pick a different kind of woman. This is why I say date on purpose. And you know, just like I know, if I were to ask you this question, don't answer it. But if I were to ask you this question, knowing today what you know now, will you start dating him again? And the answer would probably be no. And my point is to you women between 18 and 29, those are your most, 25, those are your most prime years. You can't waste those. Not 12 months, certainly not 24 or 36. And if you do waste it, if you do find yourself in something you waste, you got to cut it off. And not deal with this sunken cost thing. So, well, I hope it works out for you, man. I mean, you're here in Atlanta. How old are you?
27.
You don't even put your picture up on here?
No, thank you.
Why? You might be able to find somebody out in the chat room.
No, that's okay. I'll go the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned. How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Dress size?
A size 6.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
150.
Say the old-fashioned way. What's the old-fashioned way?
Meeting people in person at events.
You can still meet somebody. Well, how's that working out for you right now? Don't give me that bullshit.
I'm not trying.
There have been multiple couples in my mixed group that met in several marriages, and they didn't meet in person. They met online.
Men approach me in person.
Okay, but you tell them you got a boyfriend.
Yes.
But that's all you got.
Well, I suppose if I left him tomorrow, they still approach me.
All right, see. When you try to offer somebody some help, you do too much. You're too damn smart for your own good. So you mean to tell me that as a logical person, you don't make room for the possibility that the guy that may be a fit for you may not be in Atlanta.
They could be in a different state. You're right.
Right. And how else are they going to find you? You're okay. Well, see, and what I'm showing is women today want relationships on their terms. This is lazy dating. It's lazy.
I've tried online dating and just had poor experiences.
Uh-huh. All right. Well,
in my experience, the type of men that I like are typically not doing online dating. Like my current boyfriend, I would have never found him on any type of dating site.
you mean the guy that don't want to marry you?
Fair.
Maybe you need to do what the French toast I say and stop doing what the hell don't work.
Okay.
I mean, are you listening to the same conversation?
I'm listening.
In your experience, has your experience got you the outcomes you wanted?
No.
Hello?
No, it has not.
Well, but I want you guys to understand that the need to be right is so strong with our women. Well, in my experience, you mean the shit that don't work.